Welcome back, guys. Another week of Dodge Beer Talk. Man, this shirt I'm wearing is black, like
Black like your soul.
It is black like my soul. I'm your host, Victor Santana. To the left of me, I got the beer wrangler, Drew.
What it do, baby boo?
You know, another week, a few more beers, and then the man, the myth, the legend, Ziggy.
Hiya.
And I think that's the best voice you do.
Yeah, I think you were at one point a voice actor for Walt Disney. Is that how I understand that?
Yeah, I got fired for being me. Essentially, they're like, "No, you're not a good brand ambassador."
What is that movie, Mr. Doubtfire, where Robin Williams is like a voice actor in the beginning and gets fired?
Oh, yeah.
Because he doesn't want to promote smoking.
Yep.
I think.
Well, I haven't seen that movie in forever. Is that the intro to that movie?
Yeah.
Holy moly! I didn't realize that.
Yeah, we could play it. We could play it. If you want
We're gonna get flagged.
We got flagged last week
For what?
For no, it was for
the national anthem.
No, that was the week before.
That was the week before.
Yeah.
We get flagged every week, man.
I just YouTube.
I got flagged on Instagram for playing Puerto Rican. I got.
We don't know specifically.
But that's the only difference.
Yeah.
Like we promote our beers on Instagram and on Facebook, and on Instagram I was promoting it. And it usually goes through with fine. Then they said promotion denied, and I looked it up, and they're like for profanity, ethnicity, and things like that. So I'm like, I watched the video again, and we always talk about beer. That's not new.
It was that little random clip that we posted. It was like a whole 50 seconds or something like that. So,
but we were talking about
weird.
beer like we normally do, and then I was like, only thing that's different is I said Puerto Rican on it. And
no love for Puerto Rico,
or
apparently.
917, I don't know. Either 917 or Puerto Rico. But we don't know. It's 50-50.
Yeah, you were throwing up gang signs, though, to be fair.
I know, just my face. Oh, big up to Gavin. We went to go see Three Nations over the weekend.
Yes.
I know I use the word too much. I love using it now. Phenomenal. It was a phenomenal setup. The beers were delicious. He actually gave us a tour of the whole, and you can check out Instagram out. You can see the extra pictures of it. But we all saw all his chambers and where he has the 30 gallons and 60 gallons.
I think he called it the Chamber of Secrets. Is what he called it.
It was behind like the.
No, so they had their big fermenters, and he showed us their whole
words
brew setup. So it's pretty cool. Like so from last week's episode when we had him on, we got to try Lady Luck, which is their horchata ale.
Yeah,
and it tastes straight up like horchata. Like can't say it enough. It seriously tastes like so good.
But they had that stout.
Yes, they've got a
that stout was really good.
Milk stout, or Texas milk stout is what it's called, I think. But that one's really, really tasty too. If you haven't tried that, check them out. And the breweries in the cool little spots, right, easy to get to right off the highway. Farmers Branch.
Oh,
actually, my first time ever being to Farmers Branch.
I used to hang out over there. My ex used to live over there. But what I was trying last week when I was trying to explain to them, and I didn't do a good job explaining what I was trying to talk about like breweries within neighborhoods. Yeah, I kind of didn't explain it right, but. If you ever go to Three Nations, this is exactly what I'm talking about. It's not within a neighborhood, but it's nearby. It feels like within the community. Yeah. Within walking distance of it. It's not too far from the highway, but not too close where it's on the highway. Feel weird getting over there. Yeah. It's a homey feel to it. Dog friendly, bring your food in. It's like a real homey, chill spot. And I enjoy those aspects of certain breweries. And like similar to Three Nations, how they have that set up. They want you to come in and hang out. Yeah. And be there. And
to kind of piggyback on that, I've been to a fair share of breweries, but I don't know how many breweries that I've ever been to where you've got like the owner of the brewery, just hanging out, drinking amongst folks, which they may be. I just have never met him, but he's out there mingling with people like, hey, let me go say hi to my friends real quick. I'm going to go show them this and that. So really friendly guy. Very knowledgeable too. He knew a lot about his beer.
I learned a lot from him. Yeah. Just on the show. Check that episode out. I learned a lot talking to him there. Great people there. Ran into some random New Yorkers. Yep. And some random good people. They had a puppy on IG. Yeah. Oh man, but it was
Brutus.
That's his name. I couldn't remember the dog's name.
Brutus the Brew Pub. So check him out there.
Yeah, he has his own Instagram page. Drinking beers.
Very cute dog. Very pretty pup. But also, so we were up there, and we got to try that the Bananas Foster.
Oh, oh my God! When that comes out, it is gonna destroy the game. That is delicious.
Yeah. So it basically was his take on Bananas Foster, and I want to say it was like a stout, maybe.
It was a stout.
Yeah. So, but it was really really
delicious,
good.
Man.
So,
it was so crazy.
Yeah.
And excuse me, sorry. But when he gave us a little bit.
Yeah.
But he didn't have a lot, and it was.
Yeah, he had like a small little batch in the back, so he came out with a little picture of it, and I would have just liked to have that whole picture.
Same here, but probably, he was again. But good thing about having an owner there, he was there sharing it with people. It's like, hey,
yeah,
I see you every weekend or whatever. Here, try this, boom, and real friendly. You know, the other place that I had that was Bitter Sisters. Can't remember the owner's name right now.
Matt, I think. Is it Matt?
It is Matt. Yes, he. Shout out to Bitter Sisters, But he was there, and he was really cool, and he's real talkative and be involved. And I don't know, I can't speak for his wife, but I'm pretty sure his wife and his sister-in-law was there too. It was a really homey feel, but perfect example. If you ever get a chance to go see Bitter Sisters, which you should, they have great beer and a nice little setup. But it's same size, roughly. Not too big. You know, it's a smaller venue. Both of them, Three Nations and Bitter Sisters, and they're both friendly and inviting and help each other out. Try to be part of the community, but if you don't know, if you're not going for Bitter Sisters, you'll never see it. Like, it's in like an industrial side of Addison, and if you don't like really look for it yourself, you're never gonna see it. And there's no way to really walk to it. It's not as like homey commuter friendly,
yeah,
or neighborhood friendly. Where not neighborhood, like not they're bad or anything, but it's not as accessible. And if you're not really looking for a brewery, you're not gonna find them. Where Three Nations, if you're just driving around, you're gonna run into them. Yeah. And it's on a main street where you go, okay, cool, kind of a main street, a little off.
It's still kind of in the like this little industrial kind of side, but like right behind that, there's a bunch of neighborhoods. I mean, you know, it's pretty close.
It's easily you could take a jog, you find it. It's easy enough where
it's true.
The main street's right across here. And then they're right on, not on the corner, but a few like buildings in. So if you could drive by, you can notice people hanging out there. You see cars there. You see something. You might be curious and check it out.
Yeah. So it was all around. We had a great time. We spent the whole day there. So
unexpectedly, we went to go eat, and we ended up running into people and started talking.
Yeah. So that's what we get for being too friendly. You know,
spreading
the brand. You know.
Yeah.
But it was fun. So again, big thanks to Gavin for coming out. We give him all the thanks in the world for letting us try some beer. But so they had the Lady Luck, go try that. Haze Wizard comes out this weekend.
This weekend, and
then Bananas Foster, he gave me a date, and it's gonna be in the future, so it's not.
We'll keep you posted on the dates. We communicate with shot him an email asking for the dates, so we could be involved with it and help like promote it and be there too. Because I just want to try more of the beers. Yep. It was delicious, and it's not too far from where I live.
He said late March or early April for the Bananas Foster.
Yeah. So. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I for one can't wait.
Yep.
I can't wait for them to start shipping out that Lady Luck, man. I'm just mad that you can't buy it from him.
Yeah.
You can't go to the brewery and buy beers and go, and you have to stay there and drink. Which either way, I'm not mad at that. I'm gonna go there and drink it. You know, that's not a problem, but. I can't wait for him to get that license so I could get my growlers.
Right, yeah.
And leave. Not that I want to stay, but...
Have a Netflix night with a growler of some Lady Luck.
Yeah, with some ladies.
Yeah, and Lady Luck. All the ladies.
Ziggy, did you ever watch the movie called The Ladies' Man?
It's not ringing a bell. Who's in it? Is that the Rob Schneider vehicle?
No, I don't know.
The Rob Schneider one, it's...
That's a Deuce Bigelow.
Deuce Bigelow, yeah. That was a good one.
Ladies' Man is the guy that's in the Dewey Cox movie. He's the
black guy in Dewey
drummer.
Cox.
Yes.
Ziggy's face.
It's not Jerry Minor. Tim Meadows.
Is that? I can't remember.
I believe that it's Tim Meadows. Yeah.
And he did a skit on SNL called The Ladies' Man.
That is, yes, I have seen that movie. I forgot about that.
It's such a great movie.
It's got its moments.
It's a good movie. It's not the best. It's not
as good as Shazam.
It's way better.
It's better than Shazam.
Way better.
I have a. I don't know if we've talked about this. I've walked out in the theater. I've walked out of only 2 movies in my life.
Okay.
One of them it was
the Emoji Movie.
I think it was a Small Time Crooks, the Woody Allen movie, and that was also probably because my mom took me to see it when I was like 8. And so it's like, I'm not going to understand a bad Woody Allen movie when I'm 8. But then the other one was Shazam. And I was super excited to see Shazam. And so my aunt took me as like a bonding experience. And about 20 minutes in, I looked up at my aunt and I said, "This is bad. Can we go?" And she was just so heartbroken. That
She was gonna suffer to be there with you.
Oh yeah, she was gonna stay if I wanted to stay.
I actually enjoyed the movie. Enjoyed it when I was growing up, but looking back at it now, it's a bad movie. Remember him making like hamburgers and fries fall from like the sky, and
he
stuff
ate
like
it
that.
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I used to watch it as a kid.
One of Shaquille O'Neal's other movies that I thought was actually pretty good, and I haven't watched it in a long time.
Steel. That was bad too.
I thought it was.
He ruined that superhero.
I mean, it was pretty dope. I like the setup.
So I think with Steel specifically, it has its own problems, and that's mostly because the studio. This was before like studios knew how to do superhero movies for the most part, excluding Batman. But part of the problem was the two main characters are supposed to be in a love story, but the studios did not let them be in a love story because Shaq is white and his co-star, Shaq is black.
Shaq is white.
Shaq is very black, and
color.
his co-star was very white, and so they actually filmed a kissing scene and cut it from the movie because they were afraid that it would just tank its box office. But the fact that it was a terrible movie, yeah.
Okay.
Huh. Yeah, that's supposed to be a love story because I believe that's a love story that's in the comics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I read the comics. I used to like that character a lot. I just think Shaq couldn't portray that character correctly because he's not an angry. He's not a simple character. He's a very dull but not dull personality type. He's not overly emotional, but he's very protective kind of thing. It's easier to portray that in comic books or like manga type settings and anime. It's harder to do that with acting.
Yeah.
I know I couldn't do it.
Can we all agree though it's been better than Shazam?
No. So anyway, back to Ladies Man, which originally started this movie. So there's I love Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story. I love that movie. It's super funny. And I got the Ladies Man. For me, it's like a few notches behind that. And then in between the notches of the Ladies Man and Walk Hard, I got Semi Pro. I love that movie.
Semi Pro is really funny.
I haven't thrown up since '86 or '68.
That's
it's such a good movie.
That's a good movie too.
So, but anyway, we are a beer show, and Drew did rank up some great beers. So I'm gonna leave it up to the rank. Oh my God, yes,
there he is.
Tim Meadows.
He's never once paid for drugs.
He was at one point.
Dewey?
He was like the longest tenured actor on SNL for a long time.
Really?
Yeah, he spent like over 10 years on it.
Jeez. No way. I mean, I could believe it. He's pretty funny, man.
Yeah, he's a pretty funny guy.
And I just like the Ladies Man skit he did. That's the reason I started watching SNL when I was a kid.
Because of him?
Yeah, because so I didn't watch SNL like I watched SNL. I never seen it when I was growing up. But I watched the Ladies Man, and then my family members were telling me like, "Oh, that's from SNL." And Ladies Man, Superstar, I forgot the Night of the Roxbury. Those are all like SNL skits that they made.
Yeah.
So I went through a summer watching all those things, and I'm like, oh, that's from SNL. So let me watch SNL, and then that's how I got into watching SNL.
Nice, interesting.
So backstory of my life.
Cool. A little nugget of history about Victor. Mm-hmm. But like he said, we are a beer show. I did get some beers today. So you gonna go with what you gonna go with?
You the Wrangler. I love that greatest picture of all time.
We're gonna segue into some beers here. I think we're gonna go with the Alai. It's an IPA from Cigar City.
So I like the name Cigar City, and then I like the little logo they have here.
Dice hecho a mano, and they're born in Tampa, Florida. So
the Cubans, probably.
Cubans.
You know.
Yeah, so this one got good reviews. I wanted to bring this on the show before.
It's a ghost can.
Yeah, so for those who saw the picture on the internet there, it's actually got a green can. We have there it is. Versus when you look here on, you can't see it because we have a green screen because we're fancy. So look at that. Ooh.
Two ghosts.
See right through me. Yeah, so.
But you can see the cigar, though. That's pretty, you can see the cigar in it. That's pretty legit, though. That logo will never go away. Let me see if I can focus.
Yeah, we're adults. We're not easily amused. You know, we do stuff. So, anyways.
You don't waste time looking at one thing for hours on end.
So I didn't even notice this until so the Alai is actually like a sport, and it's that one with the little
that long stick.
the little it's like the little grooved thing where they throw the little
we were talking about that.
Yeah, I couldn't think of what it's called. And
it's such a dumb game.
It's like a mix of handball and lacrosse.
Yeah.
Such a dumb, dangerous sport.
Yeah, it's supposed to be super dangerous because you throw it at such high velocities when they whip it. The reason when I think of Alai, what I think of is Jackass. And when they had one of the skits that they did was they had somebody like throw oranges in those at like Steve-O, and so he lined up on the wall, and the guy would come and he would just fling them, and he's just like and you see the welts on his back.
Yeah, but I never got into Jackass. A side note before we try this beer, I never got into Jackass, man. Like none of that would entertain me.
They do some pretty dumb stuff.
Yeah.
I was entertained back in the day. I'm not gonna lie. I think Wild Boys was funnier.
But why is that entertaining? But let's try this beer first, and that's the question of the week. Why is people hurting themselves entertaining?
It's not supposed to. Okay. Anyways, we'll give this a shot.
It's not a good Drew question of the week, salud, but it's Victor's question of the week.
It's a good solid beer.
It's not bad.
It's not too bitter.
No, it's not. That's what I do appreciate about some IPAs when they're not bitter.
It's real smooth. I'm curious to get y'all's take on this because I know you guys are both not the biggest IPA fans, so I'm here to torture you today.
All right. Well, I'll start on this one. It's not very bitter. It's one of the less bitter IPAs that we've had on here, even though it does seem to be very hoppy. But the word that comes to my mind when I drink it is it's brisk. It's got a bite to it, but the bite quickly recedes and just kind of lets the flavor sit there. It's not very strong on the aftertaste, which that's kind of my thing. I think that we've discovered that. But it's very maybe crisp. Is like there's a bitterness to it, but it finishes strong, and it finishes smoother than you would think. So
that's a good take. It's got a really good floral smell to it. So it has that real nice. I don't know if they dry hop it or what, but it's got a good smell to it.
Definitely good smell.
Kind of like a citrusy hoppiness, really like a lot of flavor. But I don't really get a whole lot of bitterness. There's that kind of lingering at the end that's sort of not so much bitter, but just that hoppy flavor at the end that just kind of sits in your tongue. But other than that, man, it's solid IPA.
But I want to piggyback on what Ziggy said because what I was thinking when I first drank it, it's definitely juicier than most IPAs.
That is a good word for it. Yeah. But
I do like crisp too. I think that the combination fits well. Together. So I like it. On a side note, we've been working on a rating system. We've been kind of lingering, talking about that for the last few weeks, but we haven't nailed it just yet. But I do put it if this was on the house, I would definitely drink it.
See, I'm gonna put this one. For me, I think I'm gonna put this one as crushable, because this one's not too bitter. Definitely a good solid beer. I'd shotgun one of these boys in a heartbeat. You know what? I'd shotgun about 3 of these in a heartbeat.
You know what? I'll be there with you. I'll be on there, because if it's on the house, I'll drink it. But if we're gonna shotgun it, I don't mind shotgunning this. Yeah, we could crush it.
And I think that this is a good spring beer. I think when I taste it, it is very. It's not super heavy, but it's still got some heft to it. And so I think that right now, when it's kind of getting warmer, but it's still a little cool, this is probably the perfect time of year to really drink this.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Speaking of that weather, it's been pretty decent these past few days.
Loving it.
I actually got a chance to grill a little bit. So
not this I know, which I'm for some reason I'm just loving my beard on camera. My beard looks good on camera.
It's all the beauty filters.
I just wish it looked that good in life.
It doesn't look. I don't know, man. It doesn't look that bad in life, but
look at it. I feel like it's cleaner cut on screen than it is I could do it in real life.
It's crisp like this beer we're drinking.
It's crisp like the beer we're drinking.
Yep. So
I forgot my question of the week already.
Quit admiring yourself in the monitor and let's talk. All right.
I got no one else to love. All right, I just got myself.
We're here to talk.
I just get no one else in my life, man.
Yeah.
Just me.
So I got a question of the week, guys.
Oh, do you now?
Got something for you guys.
What's the question?
This is a question I've asked multiple people many times, but if you guys could be an animal for one day, what would you be?
A human.
Why?
A human being.
Why?
Assuming that you're turning back into a human at the end of the day.
For one day.
Okay.
What would you guys be and why?
I don't want to be any animal.
You don't want to be any animal.
No.
All right.
Honestly, because
Best answer in the world, lame.
Fuck you, bro. I just don't. I'd never find it appealing. Like people's like, yo, if I come back alive, I'll be a dog or I'll be like something. You know. I'm like, no. You know how tough it is to be an animal. You have no control over everything. You gotta.
Depends on the animal, though, right? That's why I've heard a lot of people say that
Sherpas.
Sherpas. Isn't that like the herding person?
I don't know.
That's like a race of people.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait, what?
Yeah, like so there are it's the thing of there's a tribe of people that are of a certain ethnicity that have lived in the Himalayas for forever, and
they herd, right?
They herd, and they're also very good at mountain climbing and stuff. And so there's also like the idea of a Sherpa is we think of them as just like people that help people that are climbing Everest, like Tenzing Norgay, who helped Sir Edmund Hillary. So he was Sir Edmund Hillary's. Yeah, no, Tenzing Norgay was Sir Edmund Hillary's Sherpa. But that's a weird way to phrase that because while we think of it as someone who is like a mountain guide, they're also just kind of people. There's like a tribe of people.
This is my Puerto Rican. Victor.
Yes, that's.
I thought it was a dog. All honesty, I really thought it was a dog.
No, you're thinking of a Shar-Pei.
Oh, maybe, yeah,
Maybe
the little wrinkly ones.
Yeah,
Sharpay.
I thought it was a dog. My bad.
I want to come back as a Sherpa.
Don't make me play that Blake Shelton LL Cool J song.
No, please don't.
What about you, Ziggy? If you could be any animal for one day, what would you be and why?
You know what? I might be a Sherpa. No, I used to answer this. I haven't thought about this question in a long time, but I've answered for a long time. My answer was wolf, and so I think I'm going to stick to that.
Okay.
I think that it would be interesting to kind of be in that mindset for a day. But maybe now that I think about it more, bear, because then you're like higher up the totem pole.
True.
Or the hierarchy or whatever.
But who wins? A bear or a pack of wolves?
I think what it is
It's tough to say because they wouldn't really fight.
You don't know that.
Well, I think that the bear beats up one or two of the wolves, and then the others kind of scatter, like in a territorial dispute. But the bear is probably going to be injured from it. Mm-hmm. So I think that if I had to choose, I'd be like the wolf in the pack. That's like, yeah, get him. You're doing a great job.
I'll come in once y'all got him locked down.
Yeah, no, I'll go in for the kill. Like pin him down.
I'll finish him.
I'll stay back here for a while.
That's funny.
You know the funny thing about it? What's more dangerous is the black bears in North America than grizzlies. Grizzlies are, if they're hungry and starving, they're dangerous too. Especially if you live like in Colorado and those air regions. But black bears are vastly more aggressive.
That sounds racist.
And they're also more populous, I think, and so they kind of abut human civilization more often than grizzlies do. Mm-hmm. Even though grizzlies are bigger and more powerful,
vastly. But the black bears are just more aggressive. It's just the short man complex in the bear world. Huh. You know, it is vastly more aggressive.
The grizzlies are chilly. I can mess you up, but it's all good.
No, but there's a video out there. It was a guy he found a grizzly bear salmon hunting ground, and there's a sea of grizzly bears, but they're all full. None of them are hungry, and then one creeps up behind him and like sits next to him or stands next to him, and the guy's like all scared. He doesn't know what to do, but the grizzly doesn't care. He sees him. He's like, "I'm full. You're not bothering me."
Yeah. It's just kind of like walks off. The guy's like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
he had to change his pants.
I would have peed myself too.
Yeah, that's bad. I don't know. So I've heard people say about like this whole question about what animal you would be. Some people say dogs, and you're saying it depends. Like how hard it is to be an animal. It depends. If you're in a nice like home, like a nice suburban dog that lives in a house where you got people come and pet you, feed you, play with you, and have fun all day. It's not a bad day. Kind of relax,
About a choice, like if I knew my scenario, we all have pets. Like I'll be any of our pets. Like my dog, she lays around all day. She sleeps 90% of the day. She plays with my roommate's kids when they over there. My roommate hangs out with his dog, and I get home, we hang out and play, and then go to sleep and eat. Like she has no worries.
Yeah.
But then you have other dogs. You know, you could be Mike Vick's dog. I don't know.
Wait, now or then?
Either way, we don't know.
Who knows? Is he allowed to have dogs anymore?
Yeah, I was gonna say he might still be legally barred from owning a dog.
Wouldn't stop. Doesn't stop people from getting illegal guns.
he's like, yo, I'm
Let's
Mike
not
Vick.
get into that argument.
Yo, I'm Mike Vick, and I'm a cat person now.
Hey, I like cats too, by the way.
Yeah, they're all right. I'm just a little allergic to them, but
So
I'm
allergic to them. I have to take when I live with cats. I have to take allergy medicine.
Yeah, same here. But for me, I think personally, if I was going to be an animal for a day, I kind of go back and forth between two. But if I was going
Like what?
to lock down one, it would probably be like some sort of bird, like a falcon or something. You know, fly around, chill, got great eyesight.
That would be my number 2. Probably is like a hawk or something like
something
that.
just
yeah.
out there where we can fly around. I think it's kind of cool to kind of escape and be free and to fly.
Be interesting.
And I also think
I can fly twice as high.
I'm like a bird. I would like to be also a hippopotamus. So I feel like a hippopotamus would be a dope.
They will fuck you up.
Ziggy, do you have any recommendations for us today?
I do. Have you guys heard about this movie called Little Evil that's on Netflix?
I've been wanting to watch it.
Why does this sound so familiar? What's it about?
So it's an Adam Scott movie, and it is essentially a comedic take on The Omen. Adam Scott marries I cannot remember her name, but he marries her and becomes a stepfather to this kid that he has not really met in this courting of this relationship, but he finds out very quickly that he has become the stepfather of the literal Antichrist. And it's a very funny movie, and I was very surprised that I liked it as much as I did, because I personally am not a fan of the Omen movies. Maybe the third one.
What about Adam Scott?
Adam Scott I find him very interesting, but the whole thing of like the evil children movies, I think it's very hard to do well, and I don't think that it's a kind of an interesting idea in general, personally. And so because of that, when Pete was like, let's watch this, I was kind of skeptical. But we got about 5-10 minutes in, and that's the thing, is the movie does something that I think is very hard to do, where it shifts tone 2 or 3 times in the film, and it still makes it make narrative sense, and it's still very funny and entertaining. And it actually uses those tone shifts to its advantage. And I really appreciated that. I think it's a very well-written movie. I think that there's some very funny people in it that are underutilized, like Chris D'Elia is in it.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, Donald Faison is in it. They're all members of this support group for stepfathers and like dealing with that in relationships. And so like there's some very funny moments, and there's some insane visuals to it. I believe that Sally Field has a cameo as like a CPS worker.
Wow.
It's amazing. Like it is a really
Mrs. Doubtfire fame?
Yes. But it's a really funny movie that I did not think that I would like, and I really enjoyed it. So I think that you should go out and see Little Evil on Netflix.
Let's get that Ziggy stamp of approval.
Bam. You know, I'll watch it this weekend. I like horror movies. I watched Jeepers Creepers 3 before I knew the director was a pedophile. I'm kind of mad at myself.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I had to be the one to break that to you, because the first Jeepers Creepers movie is pretty great.
It's really good, and
It's pretty creepy.
I mean, I liked it up until an hour ago when I got the news.
It's better to know than not know.
Exactly, I'm fine with that. The trilogy was interesting. You know, I like the concept of it.
I have some bad news for you about Woody Allen.
What happened with him?
He like broke up with Mia Farrow to marry his stepdaughter.
Oh yeah, that's
and then also
That's normal.
probably
No.
molested his daughters.
No. Yeah, that's not.
That's not normal.
But I've never been a Woody Allen fan.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I mean, we don't have any evidence of this, but it's been speculated for many, many years. That's why his daughters don't talk to him.
Interesting.
Oddly enough.
Did you? I know I told Victor about this movie a while back, but did you ever see was it The Babysitter That
On
one
Netflix?
on Netflix.
With Jonah Hill.
No, sorry. Maybe it's called this. No, that's The Sitter.
That is The Sitter.
Yeah.
Now, okay,
The
so I
Babysitter.
believe that I ran into it the other day when I was looking for something to watch, and it's on my instant queue, but I've not watched it yet.
It's funny.
Give it a shot. Like, I was really surprised. My wife and I watched it, and it was really entertaining, and they did a good job. There's some really like funny parts in it, but yeah, give that one a shot.
I feel like we have the same like kind of tone when we watch horror movies. It's maybe not as entertaining as the Little Evil, but it's right underneath it. The way you described it, and I'm gonna watch Little Evil this weekend. But there's parts of it that it drags, but there's parts of it that's funny, and there's parts of it like I already know what you're doing. Like, but it's a good overall package deal. It's good time to watch. If you have like, if you want to watch it, 2 hours to burn.
Yeah,
Well, if we're watching or if we're talking about horror movies real quick, can I make a quick plug?
Yeah,
of course.
So on Sunday on the Corpse Paint Show, this Sunday, March the 11th.
Yeah, March Saturday.
Yeah, we are watching or we are interviewing Dana DeLorenzo, who plays Kelly on Ash vs. Evil Dead.
You know, I started watching that.
I saw you post something about that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Very nice. I saw you
look
geeking out.
forward to that. Something like that. Yeah.
Wait, so did it already happen? The interview?
No, we're interviewing her. She's calling in on Saturday or on Sunday, and we're going to interview her live on the show. Yeah.
Nice. Very nice. Man,
But that's gonna be exciting. Stars. Yeah, he's
Victor,
he does
Drew.
he does Hollywood movies every weekend.
It's true.
They fly him in everywhere.
He does have some good plugs for sure.
I mean, I do what I can. I'm a very busy man.
I'm a simple man. I make
Simple
time
Rick.
where I can.
Simple Rick.
Yeah. So we've got another beer on the menu that I picked up as well. This one, we can go ahead and move on to this one. A little segue into a new beer. Yeah, we all love us some Clown Shoes. I think
number one brewery.
That is undeniable, right?
Number one brewery on the show.
Love the artwork. Love the beers.
That's on Ziggy's face.
Everything.
But I mean, number one, I love it. And that's all that matters in life.
And that's final.
What are some of the other beers that we've tried from Clown Shoes?
Oh man, the list goes on and on. I forget the names, to be honest. It's more the actual artwork sticks in my head. But
we had the clown. There's like the good, bad, the ugly. We've had the
black unicorn,
Unidragon. We had like at least 12 of their beers.
We had Evil Crab
a few weeks ago.
I remember Evil Crab.
We've had a bunch.
We had the
Pinguino,
the Cold War,
the Pinguino en Fuego or something.
Yeah,
that was the spicy one. That one was very
we also
nice.
had the episode called the Cold War, where we had the Russian Imperial Stout versus the American Imperial Stout.
Collusion, not collusion.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
I mean, come on, guys. We know.
It's not collusion. We all know. We all know it's not.
We know. So it goes without saying that we are big fans of
Clown Shoes.
Clown Shoes. So this one is
only 8%. That's not bad.
Yeah, this one's the Barista, and it's a American brown ale coming in at 8%. We always love the artwork. Love to spot the.
Is that a new
red
website?
Clown Shoes itself. I have no idea.
I think that's a new website for them.
No, I think that's a different website. It's actually like some other guy's website.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so this one's a brown ale. And I'm interested to see how I like it because it's got espresso, oatmeal, and the spirit of angel wings. So we'll give this one a shot. See what we all think.
It's a barista.
Yeah, that's what it's called. The Barista.
I mean, I didn't think they would put a barista on it. I mean, I don't know why. I don't know. I'm stupid.
It's an angel barista and some clown shoes.
Baristas aren't people.
They aren't.
Send your hate mail to Victor Santana on Facebook.
I think maybe that goes to say that they are angels because it's hard work. And I want to touch on that here one sec.
What, being a barista? Were you a barista?
No. I worked with somebody who was a barista at one point.
Is it hard work, though?
Dude, yeah, man. Have you ever been to a Starbucks?
Nope.
You've never been to Starbucks ever?
Nope.
In your life?
No, I've been there to sit there, but I've never ordered anything from Starbucks.
Okay, well, then you can at least check it out and see how it is. Like, they're running around all over the place, and it's a pretty thankless job.
You have
and
one
if
job.
somebody messes up their stuff. I had it iced.
You have one job.
I had it iced. No, they have multiple jobs. But I'm just saying, it's hard work. So, I mean,
Send all your hate mail to Victor Santana on Facebook and Instagram. I want to know what is the multiple jobs. You have one job, serve coffee. The way I order it.
What is it? Baristas have one job. Convince me otherwise.
Yeah, one job. What I do feel bad. On a side note, I was watching a movie and it was over the weekend, and the lady was like, "I want 2 half pumps of vanilla, whatever the things are at like a coffee shop.
Double up.
But I'm like 2 half pumps. Isn't that one pump? Isn't that just one pump? Like, can I get one full pump? Like,
No, I think that like that's the thing is that disconnect that you're having right there. Baristas have to deal with that every day because this is exactly what will happen if they make that order. Is if they do one full pump, they're going to complain and have them remake the coffee because it's something about people want what they want done exactly. Like like people are very particular, and it's something in the human mind that if you did 2 half pumps or a full pump and they didn't know that you did that, they couldn't taste a difference.
Yep.
But if they see you do the full pump versus the 2 half pumps,
that's
they will
too sweet.
in their mind say that there's a difference and that it tastes different.
Yeah.
And so they get a bug up their ass about it.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's why barista is up there with like service industry jobs that are the most thankless.
Oh yeah,
because
for sure.
people, you lovely gentlemen certainly know people are very particular about their coffee.
Yes.
yeah, I mean, but their coffee's also not good. I don't know. I mean, and Drew had more years of experience in service industry than I have, but we all have worked in it. I know Ziggy worked in it. We all have done it. Like, you have one job. I bartended and I weighed. Like, it's one job.
But that's not even then. That's not just one job. There's multiple aspects.
I know sympathy.
Yeah.
One of these days off air, I'm going to ask you to explain pizza delivery to me, and we're going to fight. That's what's going to happen.
Throw it out.
We do this. We do this at the Comedy Store.
Hot oil in the face. Anyways, this let's get back to this beer, guys. Give it a smell. I'm smelling coffee.
That
a little
smells
bit like a
rich.
Yeah.
I really like that.
like a coffee, kind of like caramel sugariness.
You guys smell coffee for real? I don't smell it.
I smell it like a very little bit.
It smells like that roasty kind of coffee.
I certainly smell like the more of the caramel sweetness.
Yeah, that's what I smell.
Wow, this tastes a decent amount like. Go and try it. It tastes like a good amount like coffee. This is a good drinkable beer.
This is definitely crush it or phenomenal.
Yeah, it's definitely up there.
Oh, what if I put a rainbow? Phenomenal.
You can put it over your head, not mine. But I'm not the biggest fan of brown ales in general. Like I'll get down on some brown ales, but this one I think what really puts it over the top for me is the espresso.
But I don't see. I like it. I like it a lot. I don't taste espresso.
You don't taste the coffee?
I taste like a sweet coffee, like a sweet, like watered down, milky coffee. That's delicious.
Yeah, it does. Here on the site, it does say that it also is brewed with milk sugars, and so that might be where some of that is it's cutting down the coffee flavor a little bit. But
Some of that lactose.
Yeah, so maybe that's why I'm tasting more like a milk coffee, or like not a milk coffee, but you have coffee, you add milk to it. Best way I could explain it is cafecito, where if you add brown sugar and milk to it, I think that's more what I'm tasting, not like an espresso. What I was thinking, like an espresso shot.
See, that's weird.
But it's good though.
Yeah, for me, I'm getting like a lot of the definitely the sweetness kind of from it and the maltiness, but it's I really get the coffee kind of shining through, and it does. I mean, it almost does kind of have like I dare say like watered down coffee kind of flavor, but I do get like the really roasty kind of coffee espresso notes. So.
Well, I think it's also it's not super heavy, and a lot of the brown ales that we've had on here have been heavier and heartier, and this is still hearty, but it's very easily drinkable. I don't feel like it's going to sit in my stomach for a while, and I think that part of that is because it has this underlying sweetness to it. It does have very interesting caramel notes to it. There's a light milkiness to it that I think really adds to that, and so I really like this one. I think that this is maybe a little earlier in the year when it's a little colder would be perfect, but it's still while we're transitioning, I still think this is a pretty good time of year for this type of beer as well.
I feel like this would be a very good like Thanksgiving beer.
Yeah.
Ooh, you know, sitting there watching the games, watching some football games
after dinner or like have right before dessert.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah.
No, but I want to. Can we bring up the artwork one more time? I just want to make a point on a few things that I thought was pretty interesting.
Can't have those wings in the in the restaurant. That's going to be
a
health violation.
You got to have a feather net on those.
I can make those for her. I can make it for her. No, I just want a nice little touch to it. So on the chalkboard, there's different drinks on it, and there's real different drinks on it with different prices on it. So that's pretty legit. And in the background behind her, there's a fancy way of making coffee, and it's in there. And it's pretty legit. So nice little touch on that. And then another touch on it. So I can hate on Friends one more time. You should notice how in this coffee shop in the background, there's different ethnics, different races in there. That there's blacks, there's whites, there may be Hispanic. We don't know.
I don't see race, but you know.
But unlike Friends, in their coffee shop, there's always white, just white. No Asians.
So you know how they have foam art?
Yeah.
Excuse me. On like they'll do like little hearts, and I've seen all sorts of stuff. I'm looking at this right now. Oh, it's clown shoes. I swear to God that I thought this was a penis she was drawing on the foam art. Go ahead. And you can't really tell from the picture we showed online. It almost looks like very phallic in shape, but it's the clown shoes.
It's the clown shoes, the logo. But like I said, this is an artist who did it. There's nice little details to it that you look into it and like, oh, there's cakes in there. There's like you can see the little rolls you do for the receipts for the thing right there.
I'm pretty sure one of the patrons is a Sherpa.
Yeah.
The dog in here? Wait,
they're dog friendly?
They even got dogs in here.
Yeah. So that's
making me very uncomfortable, guys.
Sorry.
I think it's cool, like to see all the cool different artwork that a lot of craft beer inspires and stuff. And one of the like we've kind of talked about it before, but Martin House, like all their new their artwork has been like dope, man. They've got some pretty insane stuff that's been pretty cool. So their new Morgan that they have is something I've been trying to get my hands on, but that one looks pretty dope, and a lot of their stuff's been cool.
No artwork is better than that Texas Gold. The Texas Gold is
simple, pretty solid.
Simple, and it works, and you get
that resonated with Victor. That's gonna be his next tattoo.
It might be
right there on
Three Nations. Texas Gold. I mean, I don't know. It just hit me in a like history kind of way. And even though I get my history wrong a lot on the show. Like 90% of the time, I'm always wrong.
But you're a man of history.
But I enjoy history a lot, even though I get it wrong all the time.
Yeah.
But it just resonated with me. It's just simple, simplistic, and it wasn't overly complicated anything for you. You have to really look into it. But it was like, boom, quick. I see it. I know where you're going with there, and I like it.
Yeah.
So the best.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, the beer, all the beers today was good. So how I rate the Clown Shoes, though, I will rate it as crushable. It's a crushable beer for me.
Yeah. I'm going to put it up there with crushable as well. It's very easy drinking. I really, excuse me, I really do like the coffee notes. And for a brown ale, I think it's a really nice touch adding the coffee to it. And then for the Alai, I'm really down with that one as well. So when I first started drinking IPAs, I was really into the bitter hoppiness, and the bitter didn't bug me as well. And I don't know if I'm just like, people be like over there like, oh, it's so bitter. But I'm like, hey, it's cool with me. But this one is a really good IPA. Really smooth, good floral notes that I really appreciate. And yeah, not too bitter. So it's a good solid one as well.
Certainly crushable on the Barista. But what I was thinking just now, the Alai, I think that this is a type of IPA that you would use to introduce people to IPAs. I think it's a really good introduction.
That's a good point.
Because it cuts down on a lot of what people have a problem with in the IPA. It's still fairly easily drinkable. It's lighter, so it's not just overpowering. And so I think that if you wanted to introduce a friend to an IPA for the first time, the Alai would be a good option for that.
Yeah, that's true because it does kind of minimize the bitterness, but still allow for you to kind of highlight the attributes of an IPA. So that's very good point. Very good point. But yeah,
No, all the beer's good. I still rate
beer's good. Beer is
always good, and it's always good on Thursday to drink beer. But I want to leave it on this kind of note kind of thing is that the highlight for me, even though I rate it as if it's on the house I'll drink it, it's not bad. It's not bad beer by any means. But for me, on the house, I'm down with it. I'm perfectly fine with it. The clown shoes, barista, it's crushable. I just enjoy that style. I like the coffee notes. I didn't really get too much espresso, but I got like the coffee notes to it. But it's all good. But on that note, the hour runs by fast here, man. Runs by really, really fast. But check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Our new website's up and running. It's beautiful. Thank Drew. He learned coding and all that stuff and website design.
Been coding.
Yeah, the fingers. Why I say fingers? Oh my God, I hate myself today so much. I hate myself so much. But we got a new logo designs coming out. We're working hard. We're trying to get our shit together. Mostly me. I'm slacking.
No, Victor does more than anybody. He jokes. But he's the man.
We're working on a lot of things, and I want to appreciate our friends and family and people who support us and watch us, and I want to thank all the breweries who watch us, all the microbrewers who get in contact with us and want to give us beers and drink with them. Like we're working on ways to get you on more consistently in your beers and stuff like that, and I just want to be more involved. Yeah. I also want a big shout out to the bearded lady. She's doing some big moves out there, so just want to give her a big shout out. Love and support, and we're liking her from a distance. Good friend to the show.
Yeah, sounds kind of creepy, but I'm on board with that.
No, I'm not trying to be creepy.
No, I know.
You didn't have to try.
Was that creepy? You're just saying love from a distance, like from DBT. Like
somebody's watching me.
We follow on the gram.
We do. I'm just giving you shit.
Yeah,
every breath you take.
I'm sorry if it came up creepy.
No. Nah, she's cool. She does some pretty cool stuff. We're kind of jealous of all the cool stuff she does. So we'll have her back on here hopefully soon. Also, coming up in the near future, a couple weeks from now, we're going to have Petticolas back on the show.
Petticolas, yeah.
So we're going to have them back on since the old school OG days. And for those of you that have watched the show, they were one of the first. They were the first brewery that we had on the show. So looking forward to having them back on. We're going to try some of their cool stuff and talk about some of the events coming up with them. So, Ziggy, anything to add with you? What's going on with you?
You can catch me every Thursday at 8:30 at the Backdoor Comedy Club. You can catch me every Saturday at 8 and 10:15 at the Backdoor Comedy Club. And one more quick recommendation, bootleg recordings of the Presidents of the United States of America. I got one of their live albums in my car, and it is great.
Check them out. But anyways, guys, we appreciate y'all. Love sport. Thank you, guys. We'll be back next week. Hashtag talking under the...
I gotta start saying that more.
Hashtag talking under the influence. Down there at the bottom.
And we're out. Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Drink beers. Be safe.